Hello. Maybe. Wait, I'm cut off a little bit. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Think we're good here. Just no matter what I do, I can't. Hold up. No, that's not what I want either. I don't need to see the YouTube thing. Do I? My apologies for the delay. Okay. I think I'll just have to swap back and forth. Camera's down here now. Hi. We're in a different setting because you're also going to hear cars a lot today. I live on a busy road. So, welcome. We're going to be doing another mod today. Another 2 mods. 2 DMGs. These 2 right here. I'm also going to pop this open on my phone. I'm doing this off of my MacBook that you'll hopefully see in a video on Friday. And so I don't have 2 monitors. My laptop's on my left, so that's why I'm looking over. Is it even? I'm really good at this. Okay. Oh, don't need to hear me. There we go. Now I can monitor everything. But also, I've got the music playing, I just realized. But there's not going to be any music today. Because the music, for whatever reason, I can't get the music to go. You might hear my phone vibrate too. But it has been long enough. Let's get into it. Thank you all for coming in. Let's, can I scroll up on the chat here? Sick. I can also scroll up on the chat on my phone. Okay. Hello, everybody that said hi. Thank you for the promo, Ezra. My dude, hope I can actually buy it today. They go out like crazy. Yeah, they do. I don't think as many people like the DMG, which I don't get it because it's one of my favorites. I think I put like GBA, macro, and then DMG. Just because they're so comfortable. I know you love Game Boys, but would you ever mod a 2DS, or a DS, 2DS, or 3DS? If there were mods for them, yeah. I mean, yes, there's soft mods, but I don't really... I have some soft modded, but I don't think there's really a video in that. As much as I love Bulbasaur, my very first starter, I won't buy this one today. I spent about $1,000 on Retro last week. Well, that is a lot, but I think I can top you. It wasn't all retro, but I spent $3,000, over $3,000 yesterday. Not a flex, it's a price you pay when you have to get a bunch of Game Boys. My bin of Game Boys over there is getting significantly low, so that's because you guys keep buying them. But I think we will start with... I've been starting with the one that's not in the thumbnail. So I'll do that. It feels very weird not hearing the music. in hearing all the cars. But I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. But this is what it would look like if you were watching me make a video. This is the video setup. Yeah, this is just super cool. Profitable streams are a nice bonus. Exactly. Wait, is it here? Yeah. We're just right from the get-go. I'm going to go ahead and snap this off because you have to, and I almost always forget. Did I just get it all in one? I did. A little snag there, so finish that off. Boom. Also, I can't get the microscope to work with this either. Some bugs, some hitches, but you know, it'll be like that. Okay, well, let's not hit the face cam because the face cam's just sitting on my desk. It's sitting on the on my iFixit toolkit because that's like the only place I could really put it. This is already taken apart, but what we have to do for this guy is, actually for both of these guys, is they have pretty bad corrosion on the this thing, the aux port. Both of them are not great. So we have replacements. I have one from another board that is working just fine, and then I've got one from I think this is just a used one that was also pulled from another Game Boy. I don't think they recreated this. But I got this from Retro Modding. I think it was Retro Modding. It might have been Retro Game Repair Shop. Because this is the old style PCB, so I'm assuming they just pulled this from another DMG. But the wires look fresh, so I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't matter. So we are going to start by removing this. So, Sup Extra Division Gamer, how you doing? I just ordered a Snorlax case for my Pocket yesterday that I'm going to swap, but now I wish I had this Bulbasaur one. It's very nice. It is very, very nice. Ooh, actually. Oh, also, never mind. I just it just went behind my desk. I was going to show you the I got a really funny note. Not funny, it was a very cute note from a Japanese eBay seller. And they're like, "Thank you, Mr. Jake Simmons." And I thought it was funny. But right here, we're going to pull this guy back. Ooh. Still got to worry about getting everything in frame here. So, get this out of the way as much as possible. And turn on the soldering iron. See, like, this is already a million times better, even though it's not a perfect setup at the moment. Just because I can show you. So we're going to add a little solder to this. Where's my solder? It's a million times better because I can actually show you what the heck I'm doing. So we're going to add a little bit of solder to each of these, just to make them flow a little easier. And it's that simple. Then go ahead and pull them one by one out of here. Boom. And we'll unplug the soldering iron for uno momento. Just made it. Glad I put notifications on. Exactly. Carly, thank you for subscribing. Okay. Now the other thing, let's clean this up real quick. Another great thing about this is just having all of my tools right here. I don't have to run into the other room to grab my tools. I might want to run into the other room to get my, my water. But if I want to, I can show you how to just fully get rid of all of the solder here. Because I can. I can also grab the helping hands if I want to, which is very helpful. Sorry you're a bit late. It is unacceptable. Just kidding. Welcome. Welcome. I'm going to put some flux down. And then I'm going to take my tweezers. And we're just going to desolder all of this, well, solder. Hopefully, it won't be a pain in the butt. Is this in frame? We'll center you a little bit more here. Sometimes with older solder, you have to get the heat a little bit higher. It's also smelly. Possibly has lead in it as well. Yeah. See. I use a lot of flux, but that's because I'm not the best solderer in the world. Oh, there's still wires in there, that's why. Can you see all that smoke? I'm gonna clean my tip. Yeah, getting that thing was like the best decision ever. I think we'll just have to do it the other way of not. I don't know if there's a better way to get rid of these. Guess when I pull the next one out, I'll just have to remember to not leave any wires behind. I think the better way to do this is just gonna be putting the putting it in with those wires still there, just not putting it through the actual holes. It's gonna have the same effect. Hey Doom, did you get my wait, never mind. I was gonna say, did you get my email, but wrong guy. I've been emailing a lot of customers about different problems because the GBAs still suck. The SPs. Just specify that. But, I hate these stupid wires. I'm getting some of them out by doing this, but okay. This should be good enough. I just want to add a bit more solder. I want these to be nice and tall. And then we're just going to take the new one. Is this even... Oh, wow. My bad, guys. take these. Let's do this number. Why won't you just... come on. Is that off camera? Sort of. Dude, maybe this isn't gonna be as easy as I thought. Okay. I don't have a solder sucker. Did you get a new YouTube channel there, Mr.? Wow, I'm blanking on your name. Scott. It throws me off. Like, I recognize SK Repair Studio, and then just Scott, not seeing your name threw me off. But I have a solder sucker. It just sucks, and not the right way. So I'm gonna just try desoldering again, because like the wires are stuck in there is my problem. So I'm also gonna just cut this the used part of the wick off. Let's try this again. There we go. That's a good. When you can see the flux and stuff going through the wick, that's nice. But that's my problem still, is the wires from the last one are still stuck in there. I know I've got a crap ton of flux, but I don't get it, man. Oops. What did I miss? Are any of these mods... Alright, are there any mods you can do to the Game Boy without solder? The hot melty thing? I don't know how to spell it. SOLDER. And yes, there are a ton of mods that you can do without soldering. There are a lot of them. I'm hoping to get this deal I found for Ruby Sapphire and Emerald, Leaf Green, and Y the other day. They wanted all 5 for $350. That is a steal, and they look legit considering the wear on the labels. That's... I can't do that quick of math, but that It just seems like a lot, but I guess that's a lot of games at the same time. Okay. Let's see. I was gonna clean that area because there's a bunch of burnt flux. Why can this not just go smoothly? Still feels weird not having any sound. I'm gonna clean this. Okay. Now maybe I can clean this a little bit better with the paper towel. Okay, so maybe we try it on this side. Because I still can't get the solder to come out, or those wires to come out. People want around $150 for Emerald. Maybe I should sell mine. I am kidding. For Pokemon games, I'd rather just do it in person so I can see the board. Yeah, it is quite the gamble. Usually, I would recommend, if you are willing to solder, I recommend doing, is that in the way of my face cam? It is a little bit. I recommend looking for games that don't save anymore, and then just replacing the battery, and you'll get it for a lot cheaper, because there's still even a lot of scalper types that don't understand that it's a simple fix. Okay, let's add some solder once again. See if we can do this. I'm definitely glad, because originally I was going to do this on Monday, and I'm glad I did not. I think I got another wire there. Okay. Just get a lot of extra solder on there. I'm also gonna take the time to hopefully maybe tin these a little bit. Maybe that'll help. And we'll use flux once again. And the white will go on the inside. I need to use my tweezers because the heat does travel through the wire, just in case you didn't know. There we go. Okay. I don't know why the solder is connecting to the ring, the screw hole there. But it is. And now we're getting this wire to be all sorts of off. There we go. Okay. All of these seem to be steady now. Cool. Whew. Pretty sure that's right. It just doesn't feel right. Did I do this backwards? No, I did it right. Okay. I was nervous there for a minute. Okay. Now we can clean this up once more. Then we'll do it again to the other one just so we're in the practice of it. Dang, you guys are chatting it up. I use copper wick in a sucker. It takes forever, but always good to take the old solder and put fresh solder in also. Yeah, I feel like it's not like always super necessary to remove all of the old solder, because like as long as you add some new solder to it, it's gonna be fine. But I don't know. Yeah. I think I got my emerald like $70, but that was over a year ago. So that was quite some time ago. Let's come on now. Okay. Let's desolder this. I'll try to desolder the holes. Or get the holes free so we can do it the correct way this time. But I don't know if that's going to be an option. We will once again add some new solder to the old solder. Makes it easier. Sometimes it makes it easier. A little too much solder to 2 of those posts. And by a little, I mean way too much solder. Okay. I'm going to do this pro gamer move here. Okay. Freak. The heat just goes through the entire board. And just in case you didn't know, this stuff still gets really hot. Maybe I'll just hold on to the board. There we go. Hopefully you saw all that. There's still wires sticking out of it too. That's gonna be terrible, but we'll clean the wick, or not the wick. Clean the iron. Read some chat. Headed to Italy next month, and I'm definitely gonna be on the lookout for some retro consoles. I have no idea what the market is like there, but good luck and have fun in Italy, man. Oh yeah, no. When you said your Game Boy was coming in soon, I was like, huh? And then I realized you're in my area, so I forgot that you were an Oregonian as well. Hello, Slump Lord. Welcome. I was like, dang, that was really fast shipping. And I realized, oh, you are only like a couple hours away from me. Okay. I think actually I have all the wires out. Unless they're just buried in the flux, we'll see. Or not the flux, the solder. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I should do it to the other side as well. Because there's quite the blob over here. Where's the flux? Just more and more and more flux. Everywhere we go. There's flux. Let's see how much I can get on the tip of my soldering iron. Just wipe that off. There we go. And then from here we can take the wick and shoot. Oh, there we go. There's one. We got a couple. I'm going to flip this over and do it to the other side because I think that's what our problem is. Okay, come on. So close. That's what I don't like about the solder wick, is it curls up like that and it's hard to deal with. Can you it's holding on by a literal singular thread. There we go. Maybe I need to do it to the other side again. I think I do. No. We'll turn it up. I think that's about as big as it's gonna get there. Okay. What's happening, Dan, is I'm struggling. What games other than Game Boy games do you play? Yes, I play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. A lot of Rainbow. That's pretty much the only game I like regularly play, other than Nintendo Pokemon games. I've been playing what's it called? I've been playing Kirby a lot, but it's still kind of like falling under Game Boy games. Trying to straighten out all of these pins. Okay. See if we can get this. I don't think I'm going to be able to unplug this. It's a disaster waiting to happen. I don't know. Seriously, people. I just don't have a ton of time to play video games anymore, because I'm like always working on videos or something, and we lost a wire there. About to lose another one. These wires break off very easily. Come on. So close. Just bending that. Okay, we'll start with dude. Okay. We're just gonna take it down to 1. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to get this in. My apologies. This is taking a lot more focus than I ever thought it would. And that next time, I will not be doing this on stream. I'll tell you that. There we go. Now just don't come out, please. Thank you. Okay. Woo! Felt like rocket surgery. I know it's at the bottom of the frame. Forgive me. I need to just get these things soldered. Would you just thank you? I'm struggling enough right now, people. Okay. There's a big blob on the second one. Okay, my screen died on my camera. So I have to look over to the left now. That's fine. As long as we can... Yeah, okay. Let's read some chat. Only been on the West Coast for 3 years or so. West Coast, West Coast, right? Right? I know. The wick is like, you don't think you're gonna use that much of it. I still can't. It's weird. I'm used to looking up at the little screen on the camera, but I'm used to like, oh, you're only gonna use like this much of it, and then you use like 5 inches of it. New room? Yes, sort of. This is where I do all of my videos. Right behind this camera, this camera is the wood backplate I've got for. I haven't really taken photos over here in a while, but yeah, this is the. If I zoom all the way out, this is the table from the videos. So I just do it here now because I've got a laptop that I will show off hopefully on Friday's video. It's another one of those videos that it's gonna be last minute. I have another really special video planned for next week. Okay, cool, that should work. Let's just not bend it too much, huh? Oh, and we knocked the whole thing. Earthquake. My overhead rig is a very DIY jerry rig, so you'll see it shake a lot. It's just PVC pipe, really. Okay. How many hours of Rainbow Six? Oh gosh, a lot. Like way too many. Okay, new paper towel. We can throw these away because these are not fixable as far as I know. Okay, let's get out one of the mod kits. This is the V5, not the TV version. This is the V5 with the TV version. So that's for me, for a separate video. So, I almost didn't see that there. Put these stickers off to the side because I never really need them. And I don't remember how this goes. I think... Oh god, does anybody remember? Because last time we streamed this with the Kirby one, I failed miserably. I'm pretty sure put it in like this. But it could also... You know, I think it's like this. I think that just makes more sense. So, I am going to do it like that, and we'll see how it goes. Okay. Where is... Oh, yeah. That's the last bit of soldering we need to do. So, I'll put that off to the side. I'll remove this for a second. Might as well get all the soldering done now, right? We'll open up both kits. Well, I wasn't planning on doing a speedrun in the first place of this, because it's not really a full kit. So, all the soldering, if you don't have to fix anything like I did the first half of the stream, this is the only soldering you have to do for these, which I like a lot. You just have to put the speaker in. That's it. How many times can I say that's it? Okay. Boom. Shaka and Laka. I don't think it... I'm actually going to make these longer. Or technically shorter. I'm going to make the metal, the wire, stick out more from the rubber protection. Another advantage to being out here, don't have to run and get my wire stripper if I want to strip some wire. Mikey, I'm on stream, man. You know this. Mikey's texting me right now. I get that. I have my full-time job finishing off a second degree, so too busy. Dang, dude. You're doing everything. I just bought a Game Boy Color Pikachu edition, so I might try to mod that. Probably will break it. I would try a TFT kit if you're worried about it, because the TFT kit, I was looking up at my camera for some reason. The TFT kit that I did forever ago, which I believe is how Scott found me, Mr. SK Repair Studio back there. I think that's what he said. Way back when we first started talking. That video is not a good video, but that kit worked and still works very well. And I didn't do any soldering because I was afraid of soldering. But so if you're worried about breaking it, especially something like a special edition like that, I would go with a TFT kit. It's gonna be not as good, but they probably have better TFT kits out there now. I don't know what they have for no solder kits nowadays. So you might want to check that out. I'm not going to do that for you because, like I said, I'm very busy nowadays. There. And come on. We're just gonna use some flux. The ultimate way to clean up your soldering jobs. A lot of solder. I don't care. It works. Then we're going to do the same thing to the other one. And I'll also do the wire stripper for that as well. These are funny playing speakers. Any speakers will do. I just bought these because the DMGs I bought didn't have any front halves. And all you need is the back half if you're going to mod an IPS or mod it with an IPS display. So saved me a bit of money. Come on, stupid wire. There we go. Then we can do the same thing. Yeah, either it does not matter which wire goes in where for the speaker, or I've been extremely lucky because every time I've done this, I've randomly done it, and it works every time. So, I don't know. Let's read some chat. Kirby's a fun game. I am also very pleased with the Star Wars saga. Looks great on my OLED and very fun. Tons of unlockables. I did start that last night with my brother-in-law. Family was over last night, so got to play that with someone because there's no online multiplayer for that game. It's very frustrating. I made a tweet about not buying it because of that. And guess what? I bought it. I'm a hypocrite. Alright. Now we're done with soldering for the entire rest of the stream. Just gotta clean these bad boys up. And then we're booling. Where did that word come from? I don't know if I want to know. Because I said that, I'm like, I feel like that's going to be an inappropriate backstory or something like that. So I'll just use the toothbrush. I don't know why I said just use the toothbrush. I will also use... almost said the toothpaste. Not be using toothpaste. We will be using paper towel. Ouch. Those wires are still pokey even though they're soldered down. Okay, and clean our space. Now we can put these back over here. Should we just do them at the same time? Nah, I'll still do them separately. Okay. Shio. Let's get this bad boy out. Take off the... I don't know why they cover the backside in plastic too. Just makes it harder. Makes it a lot harder. And it's just more plastic. I'm not going to put it on just yet. But I like to put this down if you are new here. You can put it down and line it up where it would be. Boom. We're good on the frame. And then once we've got everything locked in, then I'll go put that down. So let's see if we can figure it out this way. If the... oh no, it goes in like this. This is how the bracket goes in. Like that. And then, oh, gotta grab the flush cutters again. Because we gotta trim that post. Then we can go ahead, put this in. Maybe. I'm just doing a test fit on this. Yep. So what's the point of the bracket then? Other than just to line it up, I guess you still have to tape it down if you want it to stick. Okay. It's quite interesting. We're gonna peel it. Just go for it. Dang it, and there's a fingerprint. Oh yeah, baby. Love it. Thankfully, it was just light enough that I could give it the old in white. That's probably the luckiest I've ever been with getting a fingerprint on it, especially with how much flux I've been using today. That's my head on the the camera. That's funny. Okay. This is not a good bracket. Just gonna be honest. Okay, cool. Now, where did that... There we go. This we can now put on the back. There's no insulation tape for this. But I thought it would be better to have it than to not have it. Also, that sticky spot will hold this down. That's very nice. Fun fact, with this kit, if you want the TV out later and you have a way of getting the wire for it, actually, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure, unless you need this chip installed here, pretty sure you could just make it your TV out, but not totally sure on that. Since that chip, since there seems to be a chip that should go there, I'm going to assume that you need that as well. Not sure though. TMG board bursts into flames. I've been here all my life. I've never even been to the East Coast, so maybe I'm just a little biased. But West Coast, best coast. Yeah, Wick is not efficient. Wouldn't be a creative professional if things weren't done last minute. Exactly. Blue side up. See, okay, because like my thought process is with the V3s, you have to do this weird maneuver with this cable, and I'm guessing they just fixed that here, which would make sense. I'm going to put the buttons in before I forget. So that's why I was questioning everything. I don't know why I half burped there. I should have just gone for it all. Sorry, Mother. When I burped a couple streams ago, my mom afterwards, she told me, she's like, Jake, when she was watching it, she said it live even though she wasn't here. It's pretty funny. Yeah, in the summer I'll finish my Japanese associates. I have cybersecurity degree already. Dang, dude. The older we get, the more precious time is, so I plan ahead my gaming time. But I always do my best to have time for family. Yeah, that's part of why I don't play as much games anymore. Is because I like to just sit out, and even if we're not like doing anything, I like to talk to my parents. That's, I mean, like, other than money, part of why I haven't, or a lot of why I haven't moved out yet, is because I don't think I could live alone. Because I just, even though I'm more of an introvert, I I need the human interaction. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could be alone all the time like that. Okay, everything looks good. So I'm gonna screw this down real quick, just like one screw, and then I don't know which screws are which. I'm gonna assume the long the long tri-wings are going to be for the outside. I know that. I'm gonna guess that these are all. See, there's a couple different types of screws in here, even different from the tri-wing. Like, there's two different Phillips heads in here. Okay, I've got all the tri-wings separated. Okay, whatever. Let's just screw one down. Lock everything into place there. Then what I like to do is I like to pinch, pinch, pinch. Come on. Oops. Got a little bit of a fingy on there. That's just me. That wasn't the glass. I'm losing it today, apparently. We can peel this up. Maybe. Boom. Get the air out again. Just make sure there's no dust on anything. Very lightly spray the canned air. And then we can put this in to position. These ones you are going to see the edges of the screen a little bit. That's just how it's going to be. And we're rolling. Leave the plastic on just in case you scratch something. And now we can do a bunch of screws. And we can catch up on more chat. I actually have a modded Hatsune Miku Game Boy edition. Or Game Boy LMAO. You didn't say edition. I'm assuming that's a rare one. Or a reproduction of a rare one. I don't know. I don't know all of the special editions, and beyond the ones that I think are cool, like pretty much the Pokemon ones, which even some of the Pokemon ones are kind of lame to me, not gonna lie. I don't really know the other ones. If Elliot's in a video on it, I'll know it by looks. Other than that, probably have no idea. Okay, so that's all of that. Now we can put the big one in here, and this one I know goes face up. You don't have to do this one at this stage. You can wait until both sides are ready. But take the back off. That was very tight in there. And then we'll do this one. Why not? And these were already cleaned a while ago. I'll go ahead and clean the cart slot. Just dry cleaning there. But might as well just get alcohol in the cart slot, because I don't want to have to open it up again. No one wants that. The contacts a little bit, even though those are fine. Whoop. And now we should drop it in. Nice and easy. Make sure to get, you know, we can zoom out a little bit more for this. Make sure to get all of these little pieces in the correct positions. Oh, we gotta. There we go. And then we can drop this guy in here. Boop, boop. Cool. What I'm going to do, because there are two different sizes of screws here. I don't know why, because on the original Game Boy, they're all the same screws on the inside. I'm going to take the fatter head ones, put them up top. And then we'll put the smaller head ones that won't even fit on this bit. Put these in here for this one. There. Can you even see that? Sort of. It's just screwing things in. Do you really need to see it? This should be in there more. So let's see if we can't. There we go. Maybe that's just as far in as it goes. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done DMG. But now we can go ahead and do the toughest thing in Game Boy modding. Not really, but it's one of the tougher things. Let's fit this ribbon cable in here. Thank you, new person, for subscribing. I'll say your name in a second. I'm trying to show this off. I'm bending it. Okay. Tiger Cup with a Q. Okay. Zoom in a little more there. Probably just end up getting something else in the way. I'm too low. Did it again. It's okay to bend the ribbon cable a bit, because this one is very, very stiff and robust. But you still don't want to do it too much. Okay, I'm going to do this the other way. Sometimes you just gotta flip them. That one I just walked it in. And I think that's about as far in as it'll go. Then we can take some batteries. Three Energizers and an Amazon. Let's see. Boom. Cool. We did it. Now we only have to take those two out for now. We can swap for the Tri-Wing and keep on keeping on. I'll get the corners locked down real quick. Then I'll read some chat while I screw these back in. Sometimes the Wednesday mods are just like a lot quieter. It's interesting. Maybe I'll just worry about screwing everything in first because it doesn't seem to want to close very well. Okay. I think there's just a lot of extra tension from the resoldering of the wires. They're probably not in the perfect position. That's alright. Plus, oh, that's probably the problem, is the speaker wire is on top of the speaker. You can't see that. I think that's giving it enough separation, but if I screw down everything tightly, it's not a problem. Do a little bit more. Boom. Yep. Cool. I think this is from that side piece. Yeah. Okay. But it's all good. And let's put in yield test cart. And it's alive. We'll test the buttons. Select. Oh, no, that's just how it is. Okay. Is select. Why is select harder to press? Thank you, Arthur and Fox, the proto person. Thanks for subscribing. Frosted Turk, thanks for subscribing. A lot of people. Okay, there we go. Boom. Turn that back. Do I have it? Ooh, I have a Wario game I can play. This came from Japan with the SPs I got. So we'll... And it doesn't read properly. It was reading yesterday, so... Oops. Where? If you want to know how to get a game to read easier, take a Q-tip, get it some alcohol in it. That's how I clean my game carts. Get some dirt there. And if that doesn't work, then I'll take a I can't really access it right now, but I have a metal tooth. It's not for your teeth. A metal brush, and I just lightly scrape the oxidation off the top, and that usually works. It's not going to work for us today. It worked on my Game Boy Color just fine. But it was definitely broken. That's why he included it in the listing. So, yeah. I'm going to go post this online. Can you see yourselves? Guess we'll... I don't want to accidentally leak anything. That would be bad news bears. Not orders. Products. It's been a long time since I've done a DMG. Where's Kerbo? There it is. Okay. And so, if you want this, get ready, because I'm about to post it right now. No, that's not what I want. If it's up right now without a picture, don't listen to the price. It's going to be $199.99, $200. Oh, should probably peel the peel, huh? Beep. Whoa. Maybe we should make the screen a little brighter. That is the only reason. It looks fine for me in person. And there we go. And should be live now. Let's see. Going to my website to double check. Yep, there we go. Wow. I think that's the fastest. Honestly. Holy crap. Oh. Thank you. Let's catch up on chat. What was the name? Westman. Thank you, Westman. Thank you very much. I will send this off as soon as possible, probably tomorrow. Let's see. I'll be 30 this year, so I definitely understand time dilation. Dilation? I don't think I've ever seen that word before, unless that was a misspelling. I don't know. Not to mention ADHD tends to completely remove any sense of time at all. Maybe I have ADHD then, because I am always like, what? It's not this time. I heard toothpaste is great for solder material. Yeah, no, I'm not going to lick it. But have a nice day. There you go, Scott. There's your other account. You just got your first 3D printer, by the way. Any experience with those? Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Unless you this looks weird. Hold up. Wait a minute. May not fit the screen. We'll see in a couple minutes if that, or a couple seconds if that looks better. But and we will peel this back, and hopefully this time we won't touch the screen. Then we can flip that up. Then we can peel this back. Dang it, lifted it up a little bit, but lock back in. Put that tape down over there. Smack that down. And we can drop this guy in here. And we can get the screws out. Oh, I can't forget about this piece. The link port cover. There we go. Look at that. Protection for your ports. Port protection. We can get all the screws out. And that's a tri-wing. This is a Phillips. And we just need a Phillips at the moment. So we can squirt the screws later. There. Flip that over. Dang, that green looks great. Green used to be like my favorite color till I discovered purple. My life changed forever. Didn't touch the screen or the screen lens. Doing good. There we go. Probably should have sprayed the screen with some air, but I did it so fast that it shouldn't have collected any dust. Probably also should have put this in before I screwed it down. Oh well. Okay. And let's keep screwing things in. And I'll read the chat. Bye, DJ. Just purchased it. There we go. Yeah. What even is time? Time is a social construct that I'm not going to get into that stuff. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just making a joke. There's 4, 5, and number 6. Number 6. So now I just need to find that last flat screw head. It's right there. Now all the screws are separated. Bing, bang, boom. There was a bit of buffering, and there's another system being built. Was it really bad buffering? Ah, man. Oh, now we only have 8 people in chat? No, it's off. It says 8 on my phone, but it says 17 here. Is that why you said bye? That's probably why you said bye. Huh, I didn't get any buffering on my screen. That's the sucky part about Oh no, dang it, no, don't pull up Chrome. So used to being on my phone. Yeah, YouTube doesn't say anything about there being any drops. Huh. Interesting. Because YouTube will tell me all the stats, the analytics and stuff. I'll have to ask my parents if they experienced anything. Or if they're listening, they can say something in chat. But I apologize. I was unaware. And one more screw over here. And this other screw is going to join in for the ride. You can't see that, but it was attached. Okay. We'll leave it there for now. Put this off to the side. We'll be putting this in. I'll make sure all the wires are out of the way for this one. Wait, do I put it in like that? Or do I put it in like... Oh, I think I had that in. Yeah, that's why it wasn't... Okay. That might be why the start and select buttons are harder to press too. I will go in and fix that after this. Nobody told me. Probably because nobody caught it. But that's alright. Oh, I love this so very much. I just need these wires to be out of the way. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's get this screwed down. Sorry if that was off screen. But that thing was giving me way too hard of a time. One thing I don't get, and I don't understand why they never did anything about this, is a lot of the Game Boys don't have like actual screw posts at the top on the insides, and so they always like lift up a little bit. I don't get it. Okay. All good. Thank you, Pops. Must have been a local thing? I don't know. A thing with your guys' internet? Because Dad says it's all good, then it's all good. Dad and YouTube both said it's good, so. Okay. Now, what was the harder one for me to do? Was it on this board or was it on? I think it was on this board, so we'll plug the fat ribbon cable into this board first, wherever I put it. Oh, right here, right in front of me. There we go. Is that in all the way? That's in all the way. Wow. Cool. And we can do this. Sorry, my head's probably in the way, and I just shook the whole thing. That was a lot smoother this time. Yeah, see, that's already fitting down better. Just gotta get that speaker wire out of the edge. There we go. That's how it should be fitting. And now I gotta do this all one-handed. Cool. Okay. Another thing I was worried about with this new setup was I don't have my, or usually I have my camera completely. Hold up. I usually have my camera plugged into the wall with a little battery thing. And I didn't know if the battery would last for like 2 hours while I did the stream. Okay. Now I should be able to put it down. And but we don't even have the red blinky light yet. We don't even have the halfway done. It's only 3/4 dead. Or 1/4 dead. It's got 3/4 of the battery life. Okay. Trying to show some love. Thank you. I'm working at a tech company right now, so it's possible. Yeah. Bulbasaur shell looks amazing. It does look really good. I'm a Blastoise fan. I actually, even though I'm a fire type guy, I usually pick Squirtle when I play Kanto. But this Bulbasaur, this looks nice. And like I said, I used to love green. I still do like green, but I don't like it as much as purple. Yeah, see that just fits all around very well. Very nice. My dad's been wanting me to say that in some sort of fashion in a video. I'm not gonna say it unless it flows, and it flew there. I don't know. Is flow is it the past tense of flow? Flew. Am I imagining hearing the beep there? There we go. Okay, it's just a little quiet. Interesting. Okay, let's test the button. I see 28. You see 28 people in the stream? Oh, okay, yeah. There's 28. Yeah, because on the float. I was half making a joke, but I couldn't think of float. Flew just sounds better. I don't know, man. But yeah, I don't know why on my phone the stream says 8. So let's peel that back. And if you didn't know, you twist? Is that the right word? You scroll up with the contrast wheel to brighten, and scroll down to darken, to dim it. And you press it in to change the different color palettes. Oh, that one was actually the one. Sometimes it gets stuck. If you hold it in, that menu will pop up. You can also control things this way. You can display the battery and all that stuff. You can adjust the colors manually, but A, B, right, left, up, down, and we can't see, select, okay, yeah. See, start and select are pressing better there. And there's no R and L, so we're good. And there are like 30 different color palettes. There's 36, I think. There we go. I like it black and white, but okay. So actually do that. Wait, is that? Oh yeah, that was on the screen. I had to make sure there wasn't any dust on there, and my phone's over here on the pop socket holder, and duplicate. If you are wanting the Bulbasaur one, which I know someone in chat's won one, maybe they don't want the Bulbasaur one, but we'll see. If you're wanting the Bulbasaur one, I am uploading this right now. It'll be $199.99, otherwise known as $200 US. And I'm gonna hit the camera button. That was weird. I felt the dog might have jumped off the couch, but it felt a lot heavier than my tiny dog. But I felt a thud on the ground. And I'm the only one home. Inventory. We got one in inventory. It'd be bad if I accidentally made it 2, because then 2 people would buy it, and then I'd only have 1 to sell. Okay. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It should be up. I'm going to refresh my website. It says sold out. It still says sold out. No way someone bought it that fast. Oh, I'm looking at the Blastoise one. Duh. It's still up. Bulbasaur is live. The screen lens color is great for this too. I just like all the greens in here. It's beautiful. Let's look at chat. I'd love to, but promise no more spending yesterday. I won't tell if you don't tell. No, it's all good, man. I hope you enjoy it when it comes in today. I'm very curious what tech company you work for, as long as it's okay to talk about it. Just, I like how I'm just instantly started cleaning up, even though, I mean, like, the stream is technically over. I don't really have anything else to do. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. We've been streaming for almost 2 hours. Just saw it in half and do halvesies. Exactly. Just gonna continue to clean up here. I don't know if you enjoy the crinkles or not. But just to give it a few seconds so I can, if someone does buy it, I can thank them while I'm still on stream. But yeah. Plus I can actually clean up from here, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah, we can put the link port cover on. Goes like that. Boop. Wonder if the Wario Land will work in this one. Still no. It worked for me yesterday, so I don't know what's up. But I will go ahead and take the batteries out of this one. Oh, that's what we can do. We can fix the Blastoise one real quick. I don't want to prolong the stream, but I also, and why not put this on here since we are here. Oh, my ankle has been just weak for a while now. I don't understand why. Most of the time it's fine, but then sometimes you step wrong and it's not fun. There we go. Whoa. Huh. I think that one's a little stripped. I did that. I'll just do it by hand. I'm going to replace this screw before we get too deep. Guess. It's over. It is Intel. Ooh. If Intel wants to sponsor any videos, I'm sure you have nothing to do with that. But that's really cool, actually. Jake Simmons ASMR. Exactly. I have been technically doing ASMR. Just not the traditional sense. Man, I really screwed these down. Okay. So how we're gonna do this is, yeah, no wonder I'm having a hard time. I'm gonna flip that up like so. I still want to take out the fat ribbon cable. And then grab this. This should be a one screw job. Shouldn't have to completely unscrew it. But either way, it's only 2 screws. So yeah, we'll just get it out. We don't need to do the bottom too. Sorry if you can't really see this. Looks like you can. Don't want to mix the screws up. But take this out. I don't actually know if that is the reason why start and select. Now that I think about it, that might not be the reason why start and select are out of place. Yeah, a new Blue Dragon Samurai, welcome. There we go. That fits much better. Much better. It looks like the wires are going to want to go on this side of the screw post. So we can do that. Everything is fitting much nicer. That's what we like. Should have just stopped and thought about it for a second. But again, it's been a long time since I've been in a DMG. Not a long time, it's only been like a month. But now maybe these aren't screwed in all the way. We'll see how tight these screws are. Well, I feel pretty tightened. I'll do the I'll just double check before we get too far. That is another benefit to doing a DMG, is you don't have to screw it all together before you can test it. because the buttons can be completely screwed down and still. You still have to press start and select down kind of hard. So I'm going to clean it real quick just in case. It's not the end of the world because start and select, but might as well clean it. I think this is where the automatic screwdriver will come into play. I'm a fire type guy, but for Jodo I always pick Chikorita because she makes me remember my childhood dog. Yeah. That is definitely a good reason to pick Chikorita. Whoa! This screw is too powerful for the automatic screwdriver. I tightened it too much. Well, then that's how you. Another thing that's great about the DMGs is these screw posts are significantly stronger. Also, you're not going to be able to see me clean these just because I'm not going to fully take it out, because then I could get dust on the screen and I don't want that. So we're going to just do this pro gamer move here. Clean that. And we'll clean the pads, even though they're brand new, so it shouldn't be a problem. And then we can go ahead and screw these back in, which actually can go back to the automatic screwdriver. I think this one might just be dying. It doesn't seem to have as much power as it used to. Message retracted. This was interesting, even though I was only able to catch a few minutes. Yeah, I definitely enjoy doing this stuff, and I mean, like, I don't want to start over, but if I could relearn it all again, I'd be very interested. Okay. I mean, even though I know all of it, I still find it very interesting. I find it quite interesting. A noun's a person, place, or thing. I keep looking up because I assume it's going to be at eye level, and it's not. Okay, there we go. I don't even have to dig my fingernail in there like I normally have to. Cool. Just need a little clean. This is interesting because it's brand new, but we won't complain. Where did I put the bit though? Where's the tri-wing bit? Oh, it's staring right at me. Now once I screw this all down, then the stream will really be over, because it is 4 minutes till 2 on the best coast time. And take these. We can take all the batteries out. It's already tested, so we don't need these anymore. And I'm not sending you my batteries. I kind of need those. And hopefully next stream I'll have everything figured out, so we have the music and all that stuff ready to go. I guess I'll just double check one last time, make sure everything's working. Ouch, just pinched my finger. That was fun. Boom. Turns on, reads the game. That's all you need to know. There we go. Question is, whoa. Did Bulbasaur sell? Did not. Huh. Not gonna just show off all my messages there, but just you don't need to see my stocks. So there you go. If you are still wanting the Bulbasaur one, it's still live. It is the longest we have ever gone without selling a Game Boy in, well, since, I don't know when actually. Whatever stream sold like that. Probably about a month. Give me the batteries. Buy them yourself. The Blastoise one was sold, but the Bulbasaur one is up for grabs. Yeah, this one right here is currently up for grabs. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to continue to clean up as I talk. Thank you all for showing up. The Wednesday streams are typically a smaller crowd, which I think is a little interesting. But on Friday, I should have a video of me refurbishing sort of a MacBook Pro that I found at Goodwill. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting video. I don't really know how it's going to end yet because it's like halfway through editing. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I can tell you. You want to know what's next? Ugh. This chair isn't as comfortable. It's wood. Oops. These are next week. If you're wondering. Onyx and Gyarados. This is Monday. So, if you're wanting an Onyx or Gyarados Game Boy Color, next week. Ugh, but I like the DMGs a little better, but if you want to play Game Boy Color games, then you gotta get a Game Boy Color or a Game Boy Advance, but I think it's better to play it on Game Boy Color. Anyway, I don't know what to do here. I'm not good at ending the streams, so I'll just look at the chat. Hamburger, great, and GB looks fire. Thank you, TNDR. Alex here too. I will see you guys on Friday for a MacBook video. Later, guys.